Hi guys, welcome back to the Railway. Today we're going to be taking a look at my collection of Trackmaster, Tomy, and Trackmaster 2 items. First up is my OC. Now you're probably all wondering from the last video, why didn't I not put a motor in it? Well, turns out I did, and now it works, kinda. And the front coupler is for double heading. His fly motor is actually a Thomas motor, and yeah, that's one of them. Next up is Streamline Gordon. Streamline Gordon is one I had when I was 5, and I always thought he was really neat because I really liked his shape. I'd watched the Great Race and thought, man, he's such a fast train. And actually the Trackmaster for me, I felt like was actually slower than most others. So my friend James from That Thomas Guy YouTube channel, I'll put the link in the description if I can. He actually took apart my motor and found out that the new motors are actually a lot weaker than the old ones. So he put an old motor in there and it went from about this, about like this, to this. And look at that. Look at the difference, folks. I mean, isn't that crazy? And of course he derailed. Anyway, that's all for Streamline. Next up is this little shunter engine I have. This is another thing that James made for me, from That Thomas Guy. He, I'm just trying to get a good camera shot of him. Yeah, he called this the Green Goblin, and, it didn't have a motor, so I put this truck chassis on it, and so now I can have trains being pulled kind of like, backwards. So that's why I like, Gremlin or whatever. I know I said for this video I'm gonna do all of mine, but it would take like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna just do my main engines I show in my videos. Next up is my model of Duck. Now, Trackmaster and Mattel didn't make a duck. Mattel, take this as an option, so make a flippin' duck. So I took a Thomas, so what I did is I cut off his running board and his smoke box, and then I took a Percy and I used his smoke box and running board. I did actually use Thomas's chassis, and yeah, and then I took some paint and some Model Magic and some printing, and boom, it was done. The duck model, I am actually very pleased with how this turned out. I'm gonna do a how-to model on how to, I'm hoping to do a how-to video on how to make this, but just let me know in the comments whether or not you want to see this. All right, let's see this guy do a little bit of running. Now for me, that just looks so satisfying. I think Duck is just a really cool model I have. Next up is the Henry I use. Now, most of you, if you're familiar with Tomy, you might have noticed that this is a Tomy engine from the 90s. This is actually a 1992 Tomy. This thing still runs perfectly. I bet it ran just that good almost 30 years ago when it was made. The tender, I actually like how big it is. It really fits Henry. I did put a fake coal load in there because nobody can seem to get the coal load. And I got this in a little hodgepodge. Overall, I really like this model. I did outline it because I thought, well, he doesn't have striping, and that's what I decided to do. I just used Sharpie work and did most of this. Now let's hear his motor work and run. So that's this guy's top speed. He does not have a new battery, but I think this model is overall one of my favorites. Now, Mattel, I want you to take this as a note. Your Gordon and Henry so far from like 2018 looks terrible. It's too fat. So, I haven't done a lot with this. I just painted the buffers, and I'm not going to point that out in all of them because I just do. And so the top here is, I paint a little whistle on there. I did try to do a cola, but the Sharpie ran out, so I'm going to finish that soon. He does have somewhat CAD details. I'm not too proud of that, though. He is very low on batteries, and I don't want to get him all corroded, but I think I'm actually just going to replace the batteries. All right, with the batteries are replaced, let's see how Gordon runs. Sorry, that was a very bad shot. Let's try this again. Not as fast as I would like it to be, but hey, who's counting? I'm just going to do Thomas and Percy together because I don't want to waste y'all's time. All right, so starting with Thomas, Mattel, do better on the face. Like, you can do, like, you can't get a good face on Thomas, okay? Model, I'm going to replace that battery, just not on time-lapse. I like the sticker that's on there. Good job. Yeah. And for Percy, same thing. I did do his little whistles there. Actually, those look like Mattel paint. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot for a second. There's that Sharpie mark, but other than that, they're fine. I'm just going to do a double header out of here. All right, last up's James. So James is a model I've had. This was actually the first Trackmaster I ever had. I put a little whistle on there. I'm gonna buy one without like the cobwebs and stuff. Just I haven't really wanted to yet. And he does have new batteries. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.